If you're still working with a marketing agency that sells you random services like SEO, maybe some Google ads, and a couple of blog posts a month, then you're getting left behind. That kind of checklist marketing is outdated, reactive, and frankly, a little lazy. It's what I call service-based marketing, and it's the reason why so many dental practices feel like they're just spinning their wheels. Lots of spend, not a lot of return. More of the right patients booked consistently and backed by a system that's been proven, optimized, and designed specifically for the dental industry. Now, in this episode, we're going to break down exactly why system-based marketing agencies are leaving traditional service shops in the dust. Hey everyone, welcome back to the No BS Dental Growth Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Pistorius, founder of Kickstart Dental Marketing. Today's episode is going to ruffle some feathers, but it needs to be said. Because here's the deal. If you're still working with a marketing agency that sells you random services like SEO, maybe some Google ads, and a couple of blog posts a month, then you're getting left behind. That kind of checklist marketing is outdated, reactive, and frankly, a little lazy. It's what I call service-based marketing, and it's the reason why so many dental practices feel like they're just spinning their wheels. Lots of spend, not a lot of return. If that sounds familiar, keep listening. Now, contrast that with what we do and what more and more forward-thinking agencies are moving toward, which is system-based marketing. We're not selling tasks, we're not selling deliverables, we're selling outcomes. More of the right patients booked consistently and backed by a system that's been proven, optimized, and designed specifically for the dental industry. Now, in this episode, we're going to break down exactly why system-based marketing agencies are leaving traditional service shops in the dust. I'll show you how to spot the difference, why systems create compounding results over time, and what to look for when choosing an agency partner that actually delivers growth, not just excuses. So let's get into it. Most dental marketing agencies out there, they're what I'd call service-based. That means they offer you a menu of tasks. You pick what sounds good. Maybe it's SEO, Google ads, social media posts, or a blog or two. And then they go off and check those boxes. And hey, on paper, that sounds fine, right? You're doing marketing. But here's the thing. That menu of services does not equal results. There's no strategy. There's no integration. There's no accountability for whether any of it actually works. If the phones don't ring or the leads aren't converting, they'll say, well, we ran the ads, we published the blogs, we did our part. That's the problem. You end up paying for a bunch of tasks, not outcomes. And it's like hiring a personal trainer who just hands you random gym equipment and walks away. Here's a treadmill. Here's a kettlebell. Good luck. What you really need is someone who says, here's the plan, here's why we're doing it, here's how we'll measure it, and here's what we'll fix if it's not working. Service-based agencies are reactive. They're chasing deliverables and not driving growth. And let's be honest, most of them will use the same cookie cutter package for a pediatric practice in Kentucky that they use for a cosmetic office in downtown San Diego. They treat you like a task list, not a business that needs to grow. So the bottom line, services are just ingredients. But what you need is a system, a recipe that actually bakes the damn cake. So now we've dragged service-based marketing through the mud. Let's talk about what actually works. System-based agencies are a different breed entirely. They don't just sell you tasks, they sell you a framework, a process, a predictable outcome. At Kickstart, we call them systems, like our Launch, Accelerate, and Elite growth systems. And each one is built to solve a real business problem, not just to complete a checklist. Let me break that down. So when you plug in a system-based agency, you're not just getting SEO or ads or some emails. You're getting an engine that's already been tested, optimized, and battle-proven across dozens or even hundreds of practices just like yours. It's strategy first. It's results focused, and it's built to work together, not in silos. For example, if we're running Google ads for a client, we're not just dumping traffic onto a homepage and hoping for the best. That traffic is going to be a high converting page that we have built. The lead is tracked in our Ignite CRM system. And if they don't schedule on the first call, Our smart follow kicks in and re-engages them with automated text messaging and emails. And if the front desk flubs the call, CallGuard AI catches it and gives real feedback on how to improve. Now that's a system. It has feedback loops, it gets smarter over time, and it's built with one thing in mind, getting more of the right new patients into the chair. System-based agencies also come with accountability baked in. We don't say things like, here's what we did. We say, here's what worked, here's what didn't, and here's how we're improving it next month. Because we're not chasing activity, we're chasing outcomes. So here's the real difference. A service-based agency builds what you ask for. A system-based agency builds what you need to grow based on its expertise. Now here's where system-based marketing really pulls away from the pack. It gets better the longer you use it. Let me say that again. Systems improve, they learn, they optimize, and they scale. Meanwhile, service-based agencies, they just reset the clock every 30 days and start the same to-do list over again. When you're using a real system, whether it's ours or someone else who actually gets it, you start to build momentum, and momentum compounds. Let me give you an example. Let's say we're running those Google ads for you and a lead comes in. That lead hits a landing page that we built to convert. The call is recorded and analyzed by CallGuard. And if they don't book right away, Smart Follow kicks in and starts the follow-up process. And here's the kicker. Every one of those touch points is tracked inside of Ignite, our lead tracking system. We can see what source brought them in, how the call went, how the front desk handled it, whether they responded to a follow-up, and eventually if they scheduled or ghosted you. So what happens over time? We learn which ad copy gets the best leads. We identify where the front desk needs more training. We see which follow-up messages are converting the best. And we start spotting trends that your competitors haven't even noticed yet. And guess what? All of that data doesn't just sit in a dashboard collecting dust. We use it to make the system better. Tighter targeting, sharper messaging, faster follow-ups, higher conversion rates. You do not get that with a service-based agency. They're not thinking in systems. They're just trying to check all the deliverables so that they can send you a blank report and an invoice. But when you invest in a system, you're building a growth engine, one that gets more efficient, more effective, and more profitable every single month. This is how our clients start at 10 new patients a month and hit 30 plus consistently. Not because we ran some ads or because we built a machine that adapts and improves with them. And that's the real difference. Service agencies stagnate, system-based agencies scale. All right, so now you're probably thinking, cool, Chris, but how do I actually tell if an agency is a system-based or just selling me fluff? Let's make this real simple. If an agency leads with, we'll do your SEO, your ads, some blogs, and maybe toss in some social media, that's a service-based agency. They're selling tasks, not transformation. On the flip side, a system-based agency is going to say things like, here's the framework we use to get practices like yours 30 plus new patients per month. This is what happens in month 1, 3, and 6. Here's how we handle follow-up and track conversions, not just leads. You see the difference? A service-based agency sells activities, a system-based agency sells outcomes and shows you how it works. Also, here's a big red flag. If you ask them how they track leads, lead quality, or follow up with leads, or what kind of feedback loop exists between marketing and the front desk, and they don't have a real answer, run. That's amateur hour. You want an agency that understands the entire patient journey from first click to booked appointment, because traffic is worthless if your phone calls suck, and leads are useless if nobody follows up. A system-based agency will show you where your leads are coming from, what happened on the call, if they booked or bounced, and what's being done to fix any leaks in the pipeline. That's accountability, that's clarity, that's growth. So before you sign with anyone, ask this one question. What's the system that you use to help practices like mine grow, and how do you prove it's working? If they can't answer that with specifics, not just buzzwords, then you already know the answer. So here's the bottom line. If your agency is throwing services at the wall, some SEO, a few ads, maybe a blog post here and there, and hoping something sticks, they're not building your business, they're billing you hours. But if you work with a system-based agency, one that's got a clear strategy, proven frameworks, and data to back up every decision, that's when things start to click. You stop wondering where your next patient is coming from. You stop wasting money on marketing that doesn't move the needle, and you start seeing real measurable growth month after month. At Kickstart, we don't sell marketing services. We build systems that help dental practices grow predictably, consistently, and profitably. So if you're listening to this thinking, I've been stuck in that old agency model, or I don't even know what my marketing is doing right now, hit pause and let's talk. Seriously, I'd rather give you 15 minutes of clarity than want you spend another 6 months burning money on something that's never going to work. So head over to kickstartdental.com or shoot me a message on LinkedIn. Let's find out what's broken and build something better. Thanks for listening. And if this hits home, share it with a colleague or another practice owner who's stuck. And I'll catch you next time on the No BS Dental Growth Podcast.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Dental Marketing Podcast. Make sure to visit our website, www.kickstartdental.com/podcast, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Spotify, or via RSS, so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. If you are ready to grow your practice, then you might want to schedule a free strategy session with us. Just go to kickstartdental.com and click the free strategy session button and give us 15 minutes of your time to change your practice forever. Be sure to tune in next week for our next episode. And thanks for listening to the Dental Marketing Podcast by Kickstart Dental Marketing, where dentists go to win online.